these tips. Get vaccinated to protect loved ones, and get a booster to keep your immunity strong. Wear a mask in all public indoor settings, and if possible, keep gathering small, short, and outdoors if you're uncertain of everyone's vaccination status. Bring on the cheer safely this year. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
As 2021 comes to a close,
Iheart Radio.
Get ready to celebrate the year in music.
We came here to have a good time.
At our 2022 Iheart Radio Music Awards.
Where the Iheart Radio app comes to life.
Coming back to Fox March 22nd.
Oh, man.
Live from Los Angeles.
Iheart Radio does their music awards a little bit different.
Are you guys ready? Where your favorite artists will go home winners.
And the Iheart Radio Music Awards go to Iheart. Thank you.
Our 2022 Iheart Radio Music Awards.
Visit mechanicars.com before you purchase your new automobile this holiday season.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Nori, call the wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first-time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll-free from east of the Rockies, call 825-5033. From west of the Rockies, toll-free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George97313. This is Coast to Coast AM. Now, here's George Nori.
Well, welcome to our holiday open lines now, part of our Christmas Eve show. And throughout this hour, we're going to play later on in the show the letter from Michael, which is just an amazing piece of material. And then Bing Crosby's White Christmas as well. That was our dear friend Christian Weil singing Oh Holy Night. Christian Weil, of course, from myheartbook.com, noted author and researcher. He's got a great voice, too. And as we track Santa, where might he be now, Tommy?
George, Santa, to this minute, has delivered over 7 billion gifts.
7 billion? There's 7 billion people on the planet.
He's currently over...
I didn't get anything yet.
Well, he's coming your way. He's coming your way. He's over the Pacific right now, and he should be in Hawaii in about 6 weeks.
A little update maybe toward the end of the show.
Sure will.
All right, thanks. That's Tommy. So we're going to come back with your holiday open lines in just a moment on Coast to Coast AM.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been honoring America's heroes ever since. To mark 20 years since 9/11, the Foundation's chairman and CEO, Frank Stiller, connected where America was attacked on foot from the Pentagon to Shanksville to downtown Manhattan, where he retraced his brother's footsteps. Thanks to your support, Towers of Light returned to the Pentagon and Shanksville Memorial. For the first time, our country recognized the people we lost to 9/11 related illness through the Foundation's name reading ceremony. And in another first, those lost in the War on Terror had their names read aloud. That ceremony is now the newest Tunnel to Towers annual tradition. Now, the Foundation is bringing hope to heroes and their families, giving away at least a home a day from Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve. Honor our vow to never forget. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org. That's T2T.org.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines the prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive Little Blue pill is now generic, which means the prescription medication to treat EDs is super affordable at 4hims.com. And now your first online doctor's visit free at 4hims.com. That's right. Zero copay, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. That's really good news. To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/joy.
Fever is the leading symptom of COVID and the flu, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exogen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Be sure to seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exogen.com.
Hey there, this is
author and astronomer Seth Shostak of the SETI Institute, wishing you the best on this Christmas Eve. Thank you, Seth. And looking for search for extraterrestrial intelligence. And welcome back to our holiday open lines. And thank you for joining us this Christmas Eve. It means a lot to all of us, our entire staff that comes in and does live programming. And the fact that you're here with us, too, we really appreciate it. Tomorrow night, Christmas night, Connie Willis will be hosting the show Saturday night. And she is looking forward to a great program, too. And Tom has produced some pieces with her along with Lisa Lyon, and everyone's looking forward to that. But we've got a great hour here for you. It's not over by any means. Let's go to the phones. Let's start with Bernie in St. Paul, Minnesota. Hello, Bernie. Welcome to the show.
Hi, George. Christmas blessings and graces.
You too. And what's Bernie short for?
Bernie is short for Bernadine.
Ah, it's a great name.
But, yeah, you don't hear the name Bernadine too often.
Not anymore.
When I call, for business calls and things, I will say my name, Bernadine, and then they come back and call me Bernadette. Everybody thinks of Bernadette of Lourdes or something.
That's right.
So my mother really should have named me Bernadette, but it's Bernadine. But everybody calls me Bernie. But my World War II father, who was awarded the Purple Heart, he called me Bern, and he was the only one that could get away with calling me Bern.
Bern.
And, yeah, I mean, I didn't especially like it, but he was my daddy, and he was a World War II veteran. And, by the way, thank you for your military service and, in the Navy, George.
9 years. I loved it.
Yes.
That's some great guys.
I was raised by a military guy. He was a fantastic. They were the greatest generation. And also, my father was named George. And,
oh, really?
So, and by the way, I feel very blessed and very privileged tonight because this show was made for me because I'm Roman Catholic, and you talked about, you had on the program about the Italian cardiologist, and I'm FBI, which is for full-blooded Italian. So I'm Italian, and I'm Roman Catholic. And this show, and you mentioned Padre Pio, and actually in 1967, I went to Italy to see some of my relatives, and on both sides of my family, they came from Campobasso, which is 3 hours southeast of Rome, and they rented a van, and then we went to Padre Pio's church, and I've been trying to think of the name of the town that his church was in. I just can't think of it now. That was 1967. I'm 77 years old. And, but anyhow, I think Padre Pio died in 1968. And then he was canonized by the Catholic Church, I think, in 2002, if I got it straight. But we went to Padre Pio's church. Of course, he was the stigmatist and a mystic, and of course, he was a priest, And his church, people just flocked there, and they told us that if he felt, if he was having a good day, because, he has the 5 roots of Jesus Christ, of course, and they said if he felt better that he would come out on the balcony, because there was like a balcony, I don't know how to explain it, it wasn't a huge church, but it was, it was a big church, and he would come out and bless everybody. And so the whole congregation, we were just all praying. I went to Italy with my aunt and uncle, and, I was in my, in my middle 20s. But anyhow, we were just, whatever I was. But anyhow, we were just hoping and praying to see Padre Pio, but he obviously didn't feel good, that day, and he never came out.
Oh, but he was a miracle person, Bernie, too. And I think it was in the province of Foggia in Italy, Foggia. That's where his church was. Let's take some more calls. Let's go to Rich in San Francisco. Welcome to the program. Hey, Rich.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can.
I'm hearing you here. Hello?
There you go.
You sound very, very faith, but I'll try anyway. I was going to offer a different interpretation of the historic pieces. He was channeling what he would think of as the Holy Spirit, which in his heritage is known as the Lord God of Israel. And that's what he was about. He was not claiming to be God in
Well, do you think he had these mystical powers and abilities? Do you think he had these powers?
Pardon?
Do you think he had these mystical abilities? Well, he's having trouble hearing, but we'll go on to Mayat in the city of New York. Hi, Mayat.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, the best of the holiday season and the coming 2022.
Me too.
George, I have a little question, and I could also hear that over the air. Was Padre Pio, was he the one who also could bilocate and be in more one location at the same time, or is that another Padre?
I think that's another person. I'm not sure he could do that, but he had the marks of Jesus where, you know, the nails that went into the palms and into his leg, feet.
The stigmata.
The stigmata.
Yes.
That's
Okay,
right.
but we should also, if you do a little research, talk a bit about someone who could be in two locations at once. That's very unusual and interesting and mystical. I want to suggest, as we hit this new year, that, well, first of all, I love William Stickevers. I can't...
Oh, he's great, isn't he?
Huh?
He's great.
Yeah, and I'm particularly interested in the alignments. He keeps saying that Pluto return to the U.S. chart, and it's a revolution, whether you want it or not, but hopefully it's peaceful versus violent. And maybe a woman astrologer who, from their perspective, could talk about some of these upcoming alignments this year. And I'd also like to hear, of course, a numerologist. And there is in fact, you actually had a guest, and I had one of your helpers, identify her, and I got her book, but she uses names to tell present, past, and future. And maybe she could even get into COVID and coronavirus and, tell us what's forthcoming. So that's my comment this morning. I love everyone of the beloved community, and I look forward to hear the rest of the radio family.
All right, thanks, Mayat, and enjoy your Christmas. Text and tweets. Tom, what do you have for us?
Mayat is so cute. She thinks you're Santa. She called us your helper.
I am
your little helpers.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, listen, Sandy in Maryland, is there a particular Christmas that sticks in your mind? And if so, what happened that year?
I will always remember, and I want to tell you something, Tom, after we go to the next call. I will always remember waking up with my sister, Gail, and we had two sisters. One is passed on, but Gail was my oldest sister, younger than me, but the oldest of the two. We woke. Kids can't sleep during Christmas Eve. We wake up all night. We're thinking about the packages under the trees and everything. So we woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning. And, of course, the tree was there, and there were some packages there and presents. And we wanted bikes, my sister and I. And we didn't have any bikes. They weren't there. And, we were really disappointed. And all of a sudden, we look through the window. We had Venetian blinds. Across the street, coming from our neighbor's house across the street, my mother and father pushing bikes.
How awesome.
Across the wintry snow of Detroit.
How awesome.
Up into the driveway, and they're going to bring the bikes in the house and put them under the tree. And so Gail and I decided to pretend we were asleep, and we went back to our rooms.
And your parents never knew?
And they never knew, and we were just jittery all night, waiting to see these bicycles.
And you got your bike.
Well, I'll never forget that. I've got a friend of mine who plays Santa here in St. Louis, and his name's Johnny. And he gets hired to play Santa at the shopping malls in the city of St. Louis on their Polar Express train and stuff like that. And he came into a restaurant a year ago as Santa. Tom, everybody there wanted him to be with them. And he did. He went up table to table to table to table. So when he was done, he went into the restroom and got undressed and came back as who he is, came out as Johnny. Nobody wanted him at their tables.
Was it Christmas?
It was Christmas Eve.
That's cool.
Nobody wanted him around at all. But when he was Santa, it was different. It was something else.
Well, on the behalf of all of us, Merry Christmas. Have a good one.
You too. Next up, let's go to Steve, Casa Grande, Arizona. Here's our Elvis impersonator. Hi, Steven.
Hey, my friend. Yeah, I'm going to sing you, I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'll be so blue just thinking about you.
Great song, Steven.
Decorations arrayed on a green Christmas tree won't be the same day. Now let some other people call
in the background? Is that a dog in the background, Steve?
Yeah.
He's howling. He's in better tune than you are. No, I'm kidding. You did a good job there.
Thank you very much.
As a matter of fact, one of our songs coming up is Elvis singing Blue Christmas. People can compare you to that song.
Wow, okay. Well, that's cool.
How you been?
Good, yeah. I wanted to finish up on that last discussion. We didn't hit, remember the expert, not the dream one, but the pearl thing, because don't you think that there's no way, I mean, we don't know, but it would be easier if the UFOs didn't have life forms in them, if they were just, and maybe that's what happened at Roswell, was just a probe, and then they found it, and then they're still trying to figure out what the heck is this thing.
Well, they did find bodies there at Roswell. At least that's what they said. And, there were 3 bodies, I believe, that they found at Roswell, and at least 3, 2 for sure. Jeremy, North Dakota, welcome to the show. Hi, Jeremy.
Hello, George. I first want to thank our Lord for saving my life 18 years or something.
Well, you're very welcome on that. I'm sure he has heard you many times.
And I then want to ask him to guide me what he wants me to do.
What do you think he wants you to do?
I think he wants me to prove that there is a God because I've outlived everyone else's suggestions.
Yeah, you sure did. They thought you would be dead at what age?
At 32.
And you're how old now?
On August 9th, I turned 46.
Good for you. Good for you. And do you live by yourself? Do you live with an assisted place? How do you live?
I live in Miami. I bought my grandfather's old house in Jamestown, North Dakota, as a device to bring back memories from when I was young.
Good for you. Well, you're a great guy, Jeremy, and I'm glad you're being able to participate in our shows when you do call in, and it was indeed a miracle for you. You were in a coma for 2 months. You're supposed to have been dead. And like you just said, you're still going strong. We're going to continue with Holiday Open Lines in a moment, but here's one of our favorites, Lionel Fanthorpe, giving us 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap, when, out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects in the world, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he was shouted and called them by name. No Dasher, no Dancer, no Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away, all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry, his droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard and chin was as white as the stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face, and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plush, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to hide. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his foot. Still rolled the stuff, then turned to the gin, laying his finger side of his nose, leaning on, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his feet gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
There we go. Now this is Elvis, not Steve from Casa Grande. And we'll be back with a few more open line calls before a letter from Michael.
From the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Caltrans crews in San Bernardino have blocked off a stretch of Highway 18 in Lower Waterman Canyon because of storm damage. Part of the road has washed away, and a section of the guardrail is dangling. Crews say they've been waiting 9 years to assess the damage and figure out repairs. Drivers heading to Big Bear have been advised to use State Route 330. COVID cases are on the rise among kids. ABC's Andy Field says the number of kids in New York City who are in the hospital with COVID has quadrupled.
The state health department saying it's growing number of severe cases now in young, unvaccinated children. Of the 5 to 11-year-olds admitted to New York City hospitals with COVID since the end of November, none were fully vaccinated.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says there were nearly 170,000 new pediatric COVID cases reported last week. KFI weather. Christmas Day, we'll have about a 50-50 chance of rain. Highs around 50 at the beaches, around 60 inland. We lead local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Andrew Caravella.
The John making run into downtown LA. Here's what to watch out for. The crash involving an overturned vehicle on the Harbor Freeway. 110 North connector ramp to the Santa Monica Freeway westbound. A little while longer, that connector ramp entirely shut down. Just a brief backup on the Harbor Freeway northbound. Stepping out of the valley, you heard about the wreck on the 101 westbound Laurel Canyon offense. That has been taken off of the freeway. And if there's any distraction, it's off to the right shoulder and not much of a backup. But so you know about it, South I-5 at the Los Feliz off-ramp. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Bill Thomas.
Mucinex PM bilayer tablet allows for immediate and extended relief, relieving both wet and dry cough and loosening chest congestion for 12 hours. Mucinex is your trusted partner to help relieve cough and chest congestion and get your body back into control. Available at Walmart. Radio advertising can connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use Iheart Ad Builder to create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. Create your customized ad today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Hi, this is Big Game James Worthy. Before I was a Hall of Fame basketball player, I played basketball at the Boys and Girls Club. So I'm proud to be partnering with Ford to help them make people's lives better in the communities they serve. The Ford Fund is investing in education and community programs in Southern California to support at-risk middle school students. But that's only the start. Learn more about what the Ford Fund is doing around the world today at FordFund.org.
It's a podcast about a podcast about a podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the Pod Club. I'm your host, Joe Piazza. Life is just too short to be listening about
sing your prayers up and your roots down. Add a few lips to your family tree and watch their pencil marks in the grass in the yard all grow up. Cause the truth about it is it all goes by real quick. You can't buy happiness.
Motion simulation brings gaming chaos. 4 simulators in one, with a sensor switches between driving positions. From sport racing to stock cars and Formula cars. Used by World Championship racing drivers and esports teams, getting LC starting at $1,800.
Visit us online at
$40,000. For a limited time, save 15% when you pre-order at motionsimulation.com. Prices exclude tax and shipping. On the new Young is going to casino at well. #1 casino now offers even more for you.
Barney and Friends was made possible by
17-story hotel by the rooftop wine lounge featuring panoramic views and sweeping vistas, a luxury spa and posh cool oasis, tempting culinary and cocktail experiences, and over 6,500 slots, the most on the West Coast. Awaken your sense of discovery. Casino at well.
This winter, we must all do our part to protect ourselves and loved ones from COVID.